Good evening, Illini cast. We have another commit joining Keaton Wagler, part of the class of 2025, pardon me. And he is the number 98 prospect in the class of 25, according to 24/7 Sports. And this is a great pickup. This is a depth pickup. There's going to be a lot of changeover for the Fighting Illini in the next couple of years, with Casper's being one and done, with Will Riley possibly being one and done. Kylan Boswell only has 1 year left. Ty Rogers has 1 year left after this year. I mean, this is going to be such a big turnover class for the Fighting Illini that we don't really know what to expect from these guys. Are they going to be depth pieces? Are they going to be guys that are going to be a part of the starting rotation early on? That's a lot of questions for Brad Underwood to have to deal with. But now, Brad Underwood, now that he has a firm base for the class of 2025, now you can start being a little picky. You can start getting some 5 stars. You can start looking at that European market right now. There are so many options for the Illini to add an influx of talent here. Brandon Lee is a guy that can score from a little bit of everywhere. He is a high stroke 3-point shooter, gets the free throw line, has some driving ability. So this is an offensive player that can do a little bit of everything. Defensively, still has some question marks here. That's why he's a 4-star prospect and not that 5-star prospect. So there is a lot of time for Brandon Lee to establish himself defensively, and you got to be in the house of Fletch if you are an Illini freshman, and that's where you can really gain some physical toughness. You can gain some strength. You can gain some conditioning as well. So Brandon Lee is going to get the full gamut of the Fletch process, which I'm so excited for Brandon Lee to establish and to get. He has some pedigree. He's the son of Butch Lee, who is a former former Marquette player. His brother played in Missouri State. Butch Lee was actually the 10th overall in the 1978 draft, which is some nice company to be a part of. So Brandon Lee joins Keaton Wagler. Both guys are going to be question marks early on in their freshman year, but you look at what the ability is for their future, if they're going to stick around or not. That's the big question of college basketball today. It's just because you bring them in, you establish a plan with them. We don't know what that plan is going to ultimately look like because of the transfer portal, because of certain NIL obligations toward the beginning of their career, what they are really anticipating. So a lot of question marks on if Brandon Lee and Keaton Wagler actually stick around. But it's a nice start to adding depth to this roster that's going to lose a lot of depth after this upcoming season. So this is going to be a good pickup for Brad Underwood. Plus, what I really love, I think the biggest part of this is you're adding a concrete base to what this class can look like, because you have these guys. Now you can start going after some big game hunting, going after the top 25 of the class of 2025, going after the likes of a Kasparis of next year's class or an Igor Demon of next year's class. Plus, you have the transfer portal as well. That's never going to stop until there's actual legislation on it. So this is a good way that you can have a solid baseline of what Illinois basketball can look like in the class of 2025 with Keaton and Brandon Lee. So very excited about this addition. Very excited about Brad Underwood continuing on the tradition of getting guys that actually believe in the Brad Underwood way, getting some everyday guys, getting guys that are going to really make a mold on this roster moving forward in the next 4 years, if they do in fact stay. So Brandon Lee, he is a 6'4" guard. He was born in Puerto Rico, another Puerto Rican for the Illini, and then he went to Hillside, New Jersey. The Patrick School is where he went to high school. So getting some East Coast swing there, getting that Puerto Rican market, and guess who is a master of getting players from that general area of the world? Yeah, that's right, Brad That's right, Orlando Antigua and Brad Underwood. Those two guys have done so well in the Caribbean, getting guys that can really buy into moving to Champaign. And again, Orlando with another connection to the East Coast. Brandon Lee, 6'4" guard, coming into the Illini. Thank you for watching. Just wanted to give a few quick thoughts on that. Tomorrow on the show, we have Mike Carpenter. He will be my guest. That will be at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And we'll talk about his new book. We'll talk about Illini basketball. We'll talk about Illini football and this strong start as well. So this is a great week to be an Illini cast watcher and viewer. So tomorrow, Mike Carpenter from the 200 level will be joining me on the Illini cast. Thank you for watching and listening. And sayonara, ILL, INI, and welcome to the Illini.